Good morning. This is a little trial run. I'm not sure if it's going to work. If it does, great, I'll share it with you. And if it doesn't, then this is just my practice and you're not going to hear this anyway. So carry on. So my friend gave me this little container full of rolled up papers that I thought she left here from someone who had given it to her. But it turns out when I asked her if she wanted it back or can I throw it away, she got really offended because she actually gifted it to me. So I pulled one out there this morning, just kind of went for the first one that I saw, and it reads, "To fear is one thing, to let fear grab you by the tail and swing you around is another." That's from Catherine Patterson. I'm not going to expand on that. You can have your own thoughts about that. I'm going to do a quick 10-minute or so morning flow. Sun salutations are best to be done in the morning, any time of the day, stretching out the fascia that holds our skeletal system together. So I'm going to start in child's pose. I'll work my way through some sun A's and a couple other things I'll probably throw in there. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like yet, but feel free to watch this morning, afternoon, evening. It's good anytime. Starting in child's pose. This is a good spot to check in with the shoulders. Feeling a little tight. And feel free to adjust in regards to whatever you're feeling. Starting to slow down the mind, the breath. Beginning to find some length through the sides of the body. Spreading the fingers out. Again, offering softness in the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale as you lift your forehead, just threading your left arm underneath your right. Dropping the left side of the face down to the mat. Option to stay here in this shape. Or maybe draping the right hand behind the lower back and tucking that little pinky finger into the crease of the left hip. And breathe into the left shoulder blade. And completely empty out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another breath in. As you exhale, extend your right hand to the front of the mat, nice and long. Then lifting your head and planting your left palm back. And give yourself a moment to center. Inhale. And exhale, other side. The option to stay here in this shape. And option to drape the left hand behind the lower back. Maybe tucking that little pinky finger into the crease of the right hip. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, releasing the left hand forward and releasing the right hand forward. Pausing for a moment to center. Inhale. And exhale. With this inhale, pulling yourself forward to this variation of upward dog. You can soften it. Softening the shoulders. Roll the shoulders down the back. Breathe in. And exhale. Sink it back. Inhale to pull it forward. And then rolling the left shoulder in, the right shoulder back. And then exhale to switch. Come through center. And exhale to switch. Come through center, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, child's pose. This time we'll come forward onto all fours, bringing our knees together, curling all 10 toes under. And then working your hips to stack on top of the heels, your shoulders over your hips. Making sure your little pinky toe is included in on this stretch. While you're here, you can maybe roll out the legs. But be mindful that you're allowing some weight to sink onto the heels. We have a tendency to be like, oh, that's uncomfortable. I'm going to kind of tense up. The point of the pose is to relax, feel the bottoms of the street. Like I said, that fascia is from your heels all the way up through the back of the body to the forehead. So allowing it to stretch at its own time, allowing the breath and the time to do the work. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath in. Exhale as you make your way onto your palms. Uncurl your toes. Just pedal out the tops of the feet. And taking a moment, spreading the fingertips nice and wide. Reaching that right heel back nice and long. Rolling out the ankle in one direction. Opposite direction. Inhale to point your toes. Exhale to flex all 5 toes down. And spinal balance, left hand or opposite hand goes forward. Thumb is face up. Rather than just kind of hanging out, everything is nice and active. Fingertips are sending energy forward. Pressing a mold of your heel into the wall behind you. Take a big breath in. Exhale, round, tapping your elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, lengthen, maybe lift. Again, exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, just your left hand down. And then walking your right toes to the left side of the mat. Gazing over your left shoulder and breathe into the right side body. Fill up. Empty out. One more inhale. Stay as you exhale. Inhale, bringing that leg back to center. Option to kickstand your bottom foot out and then peeling your right arm open to a modified side plank. Inhale, activating that back foot, flexing toes to shins, extending your fingertips up, breathe in. And then exhale, palm faces down, fingertips reach forward. A nice right side body stretch, fill it up. Option to stay or exhale, crunch your elbow to knee above you. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, your hand down, your toes down, and stick your left toes back. Come into your first plank or modified plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Finding some movement in your downward dog, swaying the hips side to side. Pedaling out the feet. Any movement you want to add. There's no right, there's no wrong. And then inhale, pulling yourself forward to a plank, dropping your knees, readjusting for tabletop. And then other side, left heel presses back, finding a little movement through that ankle. I always feel something here. I have a sprain from probably 3 years ago. Still feels a little funky. And then inhale, your right hand reaches forward. Belly button is drawing in and up. Again, we're not sinking here. Every pose is a full body pose. Take a big breath in. And exhale, round elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right hand down. Left toes come off the right side of the mat. Just a gaze over your shoulder to breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Let it go. Inhale, bringing that foot back to its half spinal balance. Swinging this right leg out for a little kickstand if you choose. And then through this transition, finding your modified side plank. Be sure you're not sinking into your shoulder. Staying up and strong and supported. Inhale. Exhale, palm faces down. Fingertips reach overhead. Breathe in. And exhale, crunch elbow to knee above you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, the palm down, the foot down. Stepping it back to your high plank. Breathe in. Drop your knees. You want to stay in a slant here. We have a tendency to sink it back. If you sink your hips back when you go to chaturanga, you kind of stunt yourself from the next pose. So you want to come into a modified plank more so. So plank, modified plank, hips don't move. And then bending your elbows straight back, keeping them into the body and lowering all the way on to your belly. Curling, uncurling your toes. Roll the shoulders back, elbows hug together. Knees are active. Lifting your chest. The strength is coming from back body. You should be able to float your hands. Breathe in. And exhale, lower your chest, pressing through all fours. Finding child's pose. And prepare to find some movement. Walking your hands out. Lift your hips, curl your toes. Finding down dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look at your hands. Step your right foot and your left foot hip distance apart. Fold at the front of the mat. Finding some movement. Swaying side to side. You can even use your block if you have one. You can always use a water bottle or something that's pretty sturdy. You can take opposite hands to opposite elbows. You can bind behind the back. You can clasp the hands behind the head, helping them draw the weight of the head and neck down. I see a lot of this in child's pose, and you're really stealing an awesome sensation from yourself, so just let your head drop. And then releasing your fingertips down to the mat. With an inhale, slide your hands at the shins, come to a halfway lift. Send a little more weight in the heels. Tailbone shoots back. Collarbone pulls forward. Gaze is at your cheeks and chin. Fingers stay together and press firmly into the shins. Shins press into the fingers. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, soften and fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, soften and fold. Letting everything drop in heavy. Keep the knees soft, tuck your tailbone, slowly rise. Lifting your chin off your chest and turning your palms to face forward. Drawing your tailbone down like there's a string with a weight at the end, connected to your sacrum. And then toe heel, your toes and heels to touch. Bring your hands to heart. And with an inhale, sweep the fingertips wide. Maybe you just reach up at first. Maybe you send some weight into your heels. Send your hips forward, look up, look back, go back. And then exhale, soften the knees as you come down through your flat back and soften into a fold. Inhale for that halfway lift, collarbone pulls forward, nice and active. Exhale, spread the fingers firmly, plant the palms, step your right foot and your left foot back. Find your high plank and breathe in. Exhale, drop your knees. This time lower your chest and your chin. Keep your hips high and then drop your hips and slide your heart forward for cobra. And then exhale, lower your chest. Press onto all fours. Curl your toe. Downward dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step your left foot and your right foot forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, soften and fold. Root down, sweep it wide, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the fingertips wide. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, spread the fingers, plant the palms, stepping the feet back, finding your high plank, option to modify once again, or you shift forward and lower halfway down. Inhale, coming onto the tops of your feet and the palms only, rolling the shoulders back, maybe softening the elbows and really pulling your heart through, and then using your core, rolling over the toes, downward dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Dropping your knees. Finding the child's pose. Making your way up into a seat and turning your palms onto your thighs. If this is super uncomfortable, always a block in between the feet or just have a seat on your bottom. Allowing that energy to settle. Be rolling out the neck mindfully. Bringing your hands to heart center. You can imagine a class full of people around you. Feeling the energy of others, sending your energy out. This combined energy to honor the peace, light, truth, and love within us all. That is the true reason for this practice, and together we share. Namaste.